Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So today, I'd like to share with you something which will shock 99.9999% of the Wing Chunner today. And what I'm going to share with you is the Siu Nim Tao sets, disregard of lineage, which is based on the 1870s creations. So we do know that today's four sets, the Siu Nim Tao, today's four set, the leader idea, disregard of what lineage it is, from Tai Fa Ming Gam or from Feng Xiu Cheng or from Leong Zhan. Now this Siu Nim Tao here, the writing is here. It really doesn't work. It will never give you the claim that most people making claim. So, is it true? Yes. And I'm going to share with you why it will never work. So we need to first look at one thing. For traditional Chinese Kung Fu in the past 100 something years, for past 100 something years, there's a bad habit called tradition. By that, it means that people taking whatever their teacher as the truth of universe, they never go check into the real ancient classic or the teaching of the Chinese. So due to that, people today, most people today, is taking somebody's speculations as the truth. And the speculation is not even according to the ancient Chinese teaching. So you can see the disaster now today. And it is a tragic, sadly to say, that the Wing Chun today, the Siu Nim Tao set, will never deliver. Disregard of which lineage, who claim what. The most basic of the Siu Nim Tao is actually empty there. There's nothing there. Even though people in the past 100 of years or so like to make it sound really mysterious, magical, or advanced, it never is. You can hear today that everybody is saying that, oh yeah, I know our Wing Chun is from Jisim, from Mui, from this guy, from that guy, and everything. Now, we look into the writing of 1870, we know that it doesn't have the Buddhist content compared with the 1850s, which have the Buddhist content. So, the most critical thing why the thing failed, the set failed, it will never be able to deliver what you heard, like today's, Wing Chun, Siu Nim Tao is the leader idea. Leader idea have this mind power, have this mindfulness. It never deliver is because it was lack of as the the first line of the 1850s Essence of Details Training tell you? The first line here, if you want to translate directly, it is like collect your intention, meeting with your awareness or Shen while you're standing in the equal shoulder stance. The 1870 is do not have this type of teaching. It starts with saying that white crane playing with water and the snake return to its hole. Okay. So why it is that this collect your intentions, meeting with your awareness or Shen is so important, or today's word that's meaning calling yourself back, that's important? Because if you want to understand, you want to know yourself, you need to call yourself back. Then you can understand yourself, then you'll be able to understand what you're doing. Especially in Wing Chun, it is always claimed that Wing Chun have this sensing, listen to power, sensing, thinking, sensitivity. Now, so why is it the Siu Nim Tao, all what you see today cannot do it? Because it doesn't have the calling yourself back or collect the intentions, meeting the Shen or awareness part. Very basic. So up to here, you say, well, what the heck is that, Hendrik? What is calling yourself back? What is this collect your intentions, meeting with your Shen or your awareness mean? Well, it's very simple. After today, once you heard what I'm saying, this you pass the point of no return. Call yourself back, involved in 3 levels of mind handling or mental handling. The first level is focus, concentrations. The second level is observations. The third level is awareness. It never is just concentrations and focus. Why? Because when you try to concentrate or when you're doing a concentrations and you focus, you are stressing yourself. You're stressing yourself. For example, I said, why? You focus on that thing, okay? Or now see what happened. Focus on that incident. You know you're tensing. Under that, the less tensing one is the observe. Like you observe how the fish swim in the water. It's not as intense like focus. As for the aware, it is just like when you're driving in the highway, you're aware of all the cars around you. You don't even observe the car anymore. You're aware. Now, you see the 3 things? Focus, meaning that you have to focus on that thing. Okay, just look at it, look at it, look at it, look at the guy come out from the or he's robbing the bank or blah blah blah. You're just using the tensing. Observe is like, oh, this fish is swimming in the pond. You just observe how the thing go. Aware is just like when you drive a car in the highway, Disregard how fast it is. You know, car go backside and everything. You're aware. You don't use any energy, or you don't use any stress there. Okay, now, if you use concentrations, focus, like Bruce Lee in that movie said, total concentrations, or there's a finger pointing at the moon, you got a problem. Because when you get into focus, you can have a tunnel visions where you don't see whatever on the side anymore. Observations is you observe the fish, it's still very limited. Aware, like in the highway, you see a lot of things there. Now, the first line of Siu Nim Tao, writing or teaching in 1850, collect your intentions meeting with your son while you're standing in the equal shoulder stance. It means you want to get into awareness. When you're aware, you are calling yourself back. Okay? If you're aware, you can touching two people's arm while talking with the third one, and you're still aware of how their hand move. That's what you need. Aware. Now, in the 1870s Wing Chun, which is the mother of today's all Wing Chun, is starting with white crane playing with water. The snake returned to its hole. And then over here, it said that leader idea, okay, leader idea or leader thoughts. Even though, like today, everybody, a lot of people in the past many hundred years or decades, since 1870, like to translate, oh, the leader idea. The idea is mind power. The idea is mindfulness. They never really look into what is the classic. Thus, they have no idea on this focus, concentrations, observations, and awareness. They simply try to translate, interpret what that language is. Or they can even go learning Tai Chi or this and that and keeping speculate. But they do not understand. They do not know the existence of concentrations or focus, observations, and awareness of handling of your mind. Well, if you want to handle this body, physical, your breathing, your chi, your force flow, your momentum, you need that awareness. When you are in your car driving the highway, your car is traveling, say, 60 miles per hour with hundreds of kilograms of mass there. There is a big, huge momentum. Okay, you don't mess around when you're in the highway. You see all this car going there, traveling the same 60, 70 miles, there's nobody crushed. Just awareness, so you'll be able to handle it. Now, when you don't have that, you go practice that set and you say, I have to have a total concentration, pushing it out, using my strength, using my mind. You know what you do? You actually put yourself into that concentrations, press it, and you get into tunnel vision. And at that point, you no longer know your body. You are brute forcing things. When you do that, you're not going to aware of how this body functions, but really subjective. This is what we need to do. This is how the power will be generated. And some say, well, I will practice Siu Nim Tao until I'm sweating. And you look at, sure, everybody say, you know, one thing, internal, whatever. But until today, you look at it and say, man, how come they all cannot breathe? How come today they all cannot breathe? The definition cannot breathe means the breathing stuck in the chest. Look at all the Wing Chun practitioners when they practice Siu Nim Tao. Look at all the videos and the photo for past 100 years. You look at that. If you have the awareness, like if you're driving a car, if you experience driving a car in the highway, you look at that, you say, well, this is something strange there. What? So when you lost the handling of the mind, which is the first thing, the concentrations, the observations, the awareness, you don't know this exists, you don't know how to handle it. Now you are traveling in the dark, and then you interpret whatever it is, your concepts. And some say, well, we need to have this triangle shape like that. You are actually manipulate things as you think it is proper, but you don't know. That sets 1850 is one, when you practice it, you be able to aware of your entire body, namely your 6 core element. You're aware of the opponent's momentum. Thus, that's why you call it what? The essence training of details, the details of essence training. Okay, the essence training of details. Minute thing. Now, furthermore, this concentrate, focus, observations, observe, and then this aware, concentrate, observe, aware. You know where it's come from? It is come from the, if you want to learn the meditations, samatha or vipassana of the Buddha's teaching, this is the first gate. This is the kindergarten. If you cannot handle this, you will never enter into the meditations of samatha, vipassana. You will never get anywhere. You're stuck in your mind and your way, your manipulative way. Meaning you blind yourself. Because it is I, my way, my concept, my philosophy, my teachers, blah, blah, blah. You can practice that for 1,000 years, 1,000,000 years, you get nowhere. Why? You simply do not aware of what is going on. So today, you look at in Chinese Kung Fu, many people go learning Tai Chi, learning this, learning Qigong, blah, blah, blah. Everybody make a claim. But you look at them, when they play that thing, you just check. The first check is you look at, are they aware? Or they just like a robot mimicking some grandmaster? And you look at the grandmaster, what does the grandmaster do? Or is the grandmaster aware, or the grandmaster is simply practice something which is they believe, which is not whatever it is about awareness, but it is some whatever they believe, whatever they they thought it is without go checking into what the ancient Chinese is talking about. So, will your Siu Nim Tao work? Why it never work? Don't kid yourself. And even like today, there's a lot of Tai Chi and Qi Gong and blah, 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 like in the West. It never works because they're missing that. So, a year ago, when I wrote the basic Wing Chun Arts and Science, this is the entire book for the 6 core elements. The reason why I can write that book is because the ancient has been writing, the writing over here has already tell us there are 6 core elements there. It has already tell us you need to aware of all these things. You cannot using total concentrations, all those tunnel vision stuff. And all those things, actually, it is from the ancient teaching, be it Buddhist, Taoist, and so forth. It doesn't matter, you're Buddhist, you're Taoist, you're Confucians. If you never get into be able to aware, you really don't know what it is the ancients talking about. So over here, the 6 core element. That's why it is the basic. Disregard what martial art, whatever meditations, you need that. And then later, I wrote the Wing Chun Inception. The Wing Chun Inceptions. Well, that is based on to get people into this, calling yourself back. That's why I have the N1 process. Only you call yourself back, then you can know. You will be able to experience your mind, your body, your heart rate going down. You get into the recovery states. And then you'll be able to say, oh yeah, you know, this is how my chi might flow. Why will you be able to do that? It's because like a few days ago in this channel I shared, when you do a zat sao, you're aware that if my thumb is going like that, I touch other people's hand, my hand is heavy. But if I have the thumb up there, I touch, this is very springy, very flexible, very lightweight. If you don't have awareness, you look at everybody, you know, is it this way or is this way? Or confused, well, I don't know what to do. So why do I know all these things? What is the proper? Well, it's because I practiced the Siu Nim Tao 1850. It already tell you don't need to have a rocket scientist. So take away from today. When you practice your Siu Nim Tao, for heaven's sake, don't get into those total concentrations. Focus. You need to know. Oh, when I do the Fuk Sao out, I just want to aware. Like I'm driving a car, I aware of everything. I aware of my environment, I aware of my body, I aware of my breathing. If anything is not right, I aware of it. Now you can say, well, Hendrik, it's too complex. Well, there's a reason I wrote this. That is the reason I wrote this book. So I analyze, I make you experience your 6 core element. You're aware of it after that. And then over here, I step by step hand holding, get you into the N1 process, into so that you can nurture chi. This is very basic. And then when it comes to the decoding Wing Chun, that's where we talk about the intra-abdominal pressure, your breathing, and so forth, so forth. Well, if you don't have that, I really don't know how you're going to learn anything. Just talk about name, terms, Chinese terms. It is a wasting of life. Whatever people can learn in 3 months, you don't need 3,000 years. And besides, you don't have 3,000 years anyway. Why wasting all this life? So, as a summary, the Siu Nim Tao doesn't work. Either is going to follow the 1850s teaching, get yourself to understand the six core elements, to experience it. As what I just tell you, the experience, the six core element, the experience, the N1 process about your nurture chi. You get into understand your breathing and intra-abdominal pressure. If we don't go that far, we don't even have the basic. It is a reality. Don't say that, well, I'm going to fight the MMA guy. I'm going to fight the BJJ guy. They have all their basic, but we don't have our Wing Chun basic. So how is that thing going to function? Okay. So it is this serious now. We cannot keeping rely on, my Sifu say this, my grandmaster say this, this is the king of Wing Chun, he say this. Really? If everybody is grandmaster and king of Wing Chun and so forth, why is it after 100 years is so screwed up today? It is wasting of life, wasting of everybody's time. This is a reality we need to face. If we cannot critique ourselves, write down, list down whatever we screw up and fix it, that means it is the end of everything.